drawing, sculpturing, decorating, arts and crafts, textile and felt processing, hunting, falconry, smithworks and jewelry. We showcase our national identity in the KazArt program.
Но я люблю переводить именно в бронзу свои работы. Потому что бронза материал, он, в общем-то,
I like sculpting my works into bronze because this material has its specific qualities. The warmth, its specific texture, and each detail and combination of clothes makes the whole figure.
Своеобразную фактуру, улавливая какие-то детали, формы одежды рук или каких-то фигуративных сплетений. Именно в бронзе она довольно ярко выявляется. Если сказать о камне, то...
It's been known since the Bronze Age. As concerns the Stone Age, in this material details are not paid much attention to. It is given in general. That is why it is easy to make monumental works from this material.
Обобщается, и этот материал, в общем-то, гораздо к воплощению монументальных работ.
Today's program is devoted to the alumnus of the Moscow Art Institute named after Shurikov, the member of the Kazakh Artists Union, the sculptor Omirzak Shanov. Each of Omirzak's works is a different world. A great art critic, Jibek wrote the following about him. Omirzak Shanov's works are the classicism of the Kazakh steppe. I confidently call the author's sculptural characteristics as the classicism. His architectonics, the accuracy of the composition, demonstration of the main activities separately, dismemberment of the shapes. Separate ranges are clearly demonstrated, which shows competent use of spatial bas-relief. All of them are the elements of rationalism. In general, all of the aforementioned are the heart of Shanov's works.
Меня вначале интересовали разные темы. Жанр портрета, фигуры, ну и многофигурные композиции.
In the beginning, I was interested in different themes, for instance, portrait genre and multi-figure compositions. However, gradually I was engaged in historical genre, which was embodied in several of my works. It is riders, an individual figure of the great historical individuals. In order to find the images of historical personalities, it is important to dip into the history of our past. It gives me motivation for my creativity and in searching new compositions.
Стимул для творчества и поисков каких-то композиций.
С Омирзаком Шановым я знакома с 90-х годов, тогда, когда была еще художественная академия.
I have known Omirzak Shanov since the 90s. At that time, there was an art academy of Kablukova Street, and we met there for the first time. In about the 90s, I was in his workshop, and his exhibition was around there. It was in the Kosteyev Museum. His works impressed me deeply.
Глубокое впечатление. Считаю, что это один из самых ярких мастеров, художников, скульпторов Казахстана.
I believe he is one of the brightest art masters of sculptures in Kazakhstan. Firstly, he got a good education. Secondly, he is a man with a deep national spirit, real Kazakh impulse, and the aspiration of our contemporaries. The images of Batirs, romance, and it is very delicate. It seems he is like a palace of the artistic life of Kazakhstan.
Пожалуй, он особняком стоит вообще в художественной жизни Казахстана.
Looking at his works, you can notice that he is a sculptor with a great fantasy. The sculptor tries to learn the details before starting any work, in particular to the man's character.
У него есть работы миниатюры, которые я считаю блестящий миниатюрист. Пожалуй, с ним никого нельзя сейчас.
He has miniatures which I think are bright. He is a brilliant miniaturist. I think no one can compete with him in this field. However, not only his miniatures attract me, I am also impressed with his latest works. His latest compositions, as compared with previous ones, differ with their romance, tenderness, lyricism, and some innuendo. As concerns his mature works, I mean the last decade, perhaps 15 years ago, there was the view of the master, and wisdom and perfection in the work occur. And these works are full of knowledge of the Kazakh culture.
Я бы сказала, насыщена знанием казахской культуры.
Omirzak Shanov is a person who has his own sign. He refines machine sculpture and reached a high point of his craft. In any of his works, we can feel the combination of the fantasy and thoughts, differentiation of national peculiarities and tenderness.
Вот работа «Скиф», которая поразительно красивая работа, и в ней появляется...
That is his work Scythian, a really amazing work. It takes on a whole new note as compared with his previous works. For example, monumentality. In his previous works, you can see monumentality. They were tender works, very romantic, beautiful lines on the graph.
А вот в работе «Скиф» появляется что-то такое могучее, что, я считаю, адекватно вообще казахскому.
And in the work Scythian, something powerful appears, I guess adequate to the Kazakh art, Kazakh people, and in general, Kazakh character. The word Scythian is the best work, but it is of course my subjective opinion. If it was erected as a sculpture in one of the squares of the city, it would be a significant property of our people. However, everything is ahead.
Я думаю, что это было значительное вообще достояние нашего народа. Но думаю, еще все впереди.
The main goal of all sculptures is to clearly communicate ideas and find plastic solutions of the shape. In order to do it in a high level, technical methods of the master are not enough. A great historical composition requires a deep search from the sculpture, and the portrait genre requires psychological depth, the speed of thoughts and sensitivity.
Omirzak'ın da aytamda müsünlerin bile vermeptim, bile versem de bugün avtoruna ben bilmegende.
I did not know about Omirzak's sculptures. Perhaps I saw them but knew nothing about the author. Looking at this album, I see that most of the sculptures are of statesmen, poets and writers are really made well. Particularly, I like Kadir Mirzaliyev's sculpture. In this album, you can see a series of Mirzaliyev sketches. Peculiarities of Kadir are shown perfectly, particularly the style of his dress-up and his soul demonstrated in his face. The poet's fervor, I don't know if it was made of gypsum or marble. However, I like the image very much.
Осы bilmiyorum, onu gipspen jasadı mı, жоқ әлде mramordan jasadı mı?
Портреты современников, любой взять. Меня трогает портрет Асанали Ашимова. Это мудрец.
Any portraits of his contemporaries touches me, in particular, Hasan Ali Ashimov's. He is unworldly, a clever man. The portrait Shokhan Walikhanov attracts me. It is a romantic image and has brought something new. Shokhan Walikhanov is one of my favorite images among sculptures. He also made the sculptures of Dasmagambetov and Nauriz Bayayev Aksakal. However, in Shokhan Walikhanov's portrait, you can see him in a different style. I mean, Omirzak Shanov is a master who deeply touches the character and penetrates into the image. He's a serious master. My opinion is one of the most serious. I would even say that he is an outstanding artist of our time.
Это один из самых серьезных, я бы даже сказала, выдающихся художников вообще нашей современности.
The master work that makes you think you will have a long life. Every art person tries to work hard and search much. Each sculpture has a different world. What he or she finds and how it is demonstrated is a big issue. It requires an ability and fantasy.
Біздің мүсін өнерінде абстракциялық тақырыптарға бару өте бір жағынан
In our sculptural art, to touch abstract topics are closed eyes, and on the second hand, really difficult. Looking through all sculptural images, mostly I like one of the compositions which is called Nail, another one, Screw, who could pay attention to specific characteristics of the simple bolt before.
Шегенің өзі, одан кейінгі бұранда, резьба, бинт,
all of this gives rise to his thoughts. Why the head of it bends? Because it is pressed, or we have to nail it somewhere, where perhaps it doesn't want to. It raises some thoughts.
Қинап кіргізетінде болуымыз керек бәріне. Бармайым деген жеріне. Біраз ой айтуға болады, осыған қарап отырып. Өмірдің философиясын да осыған қос жасап отыр. Әйтпесе тектен текке салып отқан жоқ.
His life philosophy is embedded in it. It was not by accident. We can also mention his works Union, Women, and Angels. These angels are the angels of Omirzak's fantasy. Nobody saw live angels. Angels are the abstract concept in the people's mind.
Періштенің тірі ешкімде көрген жоқ. Періште тек адамның қиялында ғана пайда болған абстракциялық ұғым. Мұны соларды тек қана суретке емес, баяғы Пикассолар сияқты.
We should not stop on drawing like ancient Picasso. We have to make sculptures. However, it requires hard work, deep thinking, and the ability to combine abstract with real life and philosophy.
Біріктіру, тәждество дейміз ғой, соны біріктіріп білу, оған соны философиялық мән беру.
The stone images are the river of the Kazakh sculptural art. Omirzak Shanov's works play an important role in the history of the Kazakh land. He can give different thoughts and ideas through ancient monuments.
Omirzak'tың маған ұнайтыны әлемдік, мына ғаламдық үлкен бір шындықтарға.
I like Omirzak because he has a Kazakh point of view to the world and global reality. It is something lacking for us. There is such lack in literature and theater. We call general human topics, fly to the sky and cannot land. Our heroes are neither French nor Italian, neither Russian, not Kazakh or Spanish. We call just general humanity and fly in the sky. We have to land them. If the whole world says it is a Kazakh artist and or the Kazakh sculpture, everyone tries to find Kazakh elements in his works.
Қазақтың элементін ғана іздейді. Міне осыған бір жауап беретін, осы Omirzak'тың мына альбомын қарап отыратын болсаң, бұны енді ұзақ қарай беруге болады бұны.
So this album of Omirzak can reply to all of these questions, and you can look at them for a long time. Every work can be assessed and given opinions, starting with the portrait of historical individuals, covering the concept of world angels and beauty in his works, can demonstrate him as an outstanding sculptor.
Шығармасында арқа өткен, соны өзінше бір әсерлі көрсете білген деп ойлаймын.
To show a particular image during the work is a specific sign of the sculpture, who could choose a material and be able to express his feelings. Omirzak Shanov uses such materials as wood, bronze, and stone. We can notice that the sculptures made of wood differ with softness, and the bronze images are more detailed.
Детали. Я от этих деталей сам устал. Я потерял зрение и так далее.
Details. I'm really tired from these details. Everyday work, but it is impossible to break away from them. That is why my style is the cry of my soul. In total volume, when details are eyeing, it is a holiday for me. To find any small crease and put it in the right place is also a good day for me.
На нужное место – это тоже хороший день для меня.
Содан кейін мына бір суретке ескерткіш дейміз, бәле қойылмаған кейін эскизі.
The monument of this picture has not been erected yet. The sketch is called Batirs. I don't know how to name it. We can give the name of Alpamuis Batir. He is the hero of fairy tales. He differs from today's real Batirs. He differs from Kaunanbay, Boganbay, and Nauruzbay Batirs.
Nauruzbay, олардың бәріне ұқсамайды. Меніңше бұл азаттық қаһарманы деп қойған жақсы сияқты болады. Азаттық қаһарманы. Міне қиялдағы, міне осы бізге символ. Осы азаттық қаһарманы.
I think a perfect name for it is the hero of freedom. This, the hero of freedom, is the symbol of our fantasy. If the sculpture accepted it, I would give it such a name because it requires this name. Would it be erected in Astana or somewhere else? I think it should be erected in all cities of Kazakhstan. Looking at it, we can see the Kazakh lifestyle, heroism, the Batirs who fought for freedom. There you can see the symbol of Attila, Kobiland, Ubatir, and Alpamuis Batir. All symbols are united here.
Символы бар, Алпамыстың да символы бар, Аттиланың да символы бар. Барлық символ осыған келіп біріккен.
Для меня это, конечно, неожиданность, но я...
It is a surprise and honor for me if Dulat Aga sees something interesting in my work.
И предлагает назвать дать этой работе название, которое раскрывает именно...
And offers his options to name it, which reveals the essence of the work and adds more heroism and historical truth to the image.
Добавляет к образу больше героизма и исторической правды.
In general, the sculptural art is divided into monumental and easel ones. Monumental sculpture art is for the decoration of the city. Such kinds of works are devoted to historical personalities and are closely connected with architecture. And easel sculptures are devoted to interior or big museums. Most of Omirzak Shanov's works are installation sculptures. That is why the works that requires enhancement are accepted to be copied into the stone or bronze.
Поэтому хочу поехать в дальнейшем в какой-нибудь город китайский.
In the future, I would like to visit any Chinese big city where they handle the stone and pour the bronze and copy some of my works and transfer them to solid material, and after coming back to exhibit.
И возвратившись, сделать большую выставку.
Я знаю, что Omirzak, он участвует в конкурсах, но, к сожалению, наверное...
I know that Omirzak takes part in contests, but unfortunately not all sculptures are realized in materials. In order to be accepted by people as the property, I think his images of ebony characters. Monuments must be embodied in bronze material and erected in the squares.
Монументальные, они должны быть воплощены в материале, в бронзе, отлиты и поставлены на площади. Потому что в основном творчество, конечно, Шанова, насколько я...
Since I know the works of Shanov, he has some easel works which are exhibited in museums. But unfortunately, few people visit museums, and it would be better if people knew about it. However, people like walking in the squares. Sculpture is our environment where we live.
Скульптуры, правда же? Это же наша среда, мы там, где мы живем.
Advanced technology has broadened the space of art and gives a great opportunity for artists. Artistic compositions are the mirrors of society. Nowadays, the city parks are becoming an exhibition in the open air. For sculptors, it is a good way to demonstrate their works.